Yeah. Well, better height. Well done. Okay, so if we have a look here, you'll see the two things that I'm talking about. Not always easy to see the wrist sort of load, hinge or flexion, if you want to call it that, and then the lag and release, but you'll still see it to a certain extent, and obviously you'll see the change in posture. Alignment and stuff is good here, shoulders, everything nice and relaxed and balanced. Just those shorter clubs, we're going to obviously stand closer to the ball and then not aim so far right. Okay, so let's look at those things. Okay, so we're looking at obviously the club at the top and then how much movement there is with the posture. Okay, so even in the takeaway, just a touch of standing up there, which you really fixed on the back nine. Okay, and then obviously it gets worse at the end of the backswing as we lift the club and our head. Okay, and then obviously there's no set in that wrist, so what we're trying to do is then set that club like that. Okay, so those are the two things we're working on. You can see them quite clearly there, and once you did that, okay, it was really a lot better. Okay, the downswing, shifting weight, rotating through the ball, all really good stuff. So you just keep that up. Okay, we just add in a better backswing and obviously a better setup with the short clubs, and then that better use of the right wrist and the shaft. Right, thanks so much for the round and lovely to meet you. Okay, so let's just recap on our major things there. Right, so you can see in those swings that I've sent you, okay, obviously a lot of good stuff, especially to around at this point in the swing. Okay, but then there's very little loading of the club, hinging. Okay, I like to think of it as flexion and extension. That's where we create a lot of our power. Okay, and probably that's where it started, right? So now obviously we're not going to swing from here. Alright, and then from there, that's when kind of that independent lifting and that change in height comes along. Right, so first point of call, we've got to create a little more speed and we've got to learn how to use this shaft correctly. Okay, so the first point of call, and this goes through bunkers, pitching, very subtly and chipping as well, okay, because we can't chip from here. Okay, we need a little bit of forward hand action when we're chipping, so you can see even chipping, just a tiny bit of flexion, tiny bit of extension or release. Okay, and then into pitching. Okay, pitching, release, and then obviously into the full swing. So that's the most important thing. Learn how to load that golf club. Not there. Okay, and then learn the timing of the release. Okay, and then the second thing, and then that's dialed in really on the second nine. Okay, we then want to take care of this unnecessary lifting motion. So we put those together, nice level backswing, okay, with a nice bit of hinging, okay, and a bit of release. Right, so that's the real focus point. Okay, then the short clubs, 9-iron down, okay, we're just sitting too far from the ball with the club like that, and then obviously the heel catches, ball goes a bit left. You can kind of feel even when hitting it good, club gets a little bit stuck in the ground. Okay, that's the heel catching. Right, so we're going to move taller, closer, okay, and get the ball, and get the club lying nice and flat. Okay, so it reacts nicely with the ground, so then when we release it, okay, the ball's going to come out that a little bit higher and obviously a little bit straighter. Okay, and then the last thing, the lag putting. Okay, obviously we spoke about it, you're going to have to track it for a couple of weeks. But what I want you to figure out is it a green reading issue? So am I unaware that this putt is medium fast, or medium slow? Okay, or is it just a touch thing? Is it, I knew it was slow, I didn't know how slow. You get what I'm saying? Okay, so start off trying to read your putts in a ratio of 5. Okay, this is all length dependent, but the ratio is always the same. Okay, so 3 is our flat putt, so it might be a 10-meter putt, but it's just a 10-meter normal putt. Okay, Then 2 is medium slow, so either a little bit uphill or a little bit of a dark green or a little bit of a soft green. And then 1 is extremely uphill. Okay, you can see a slope, whatever the case may be. Obviously, you're going to hit that 1 quite a bit harder. So a 10 meter 1, you're almost going to feel like you're hitting at 14 or 15 meters. That's how slow it's going to be. Okay, a 10 meter 2, medium slow, you're probably going to hit at about 12 meters. Okay, now you don't have to know what 12 meters and 10 meters feels like. It's just an idea. It's just planting that idea of touch and distance control. Okay, and then obviously your 4 is going to be medium fast. So your 10 meter putt would roll about 8 meters, and then gravity would do the rest. Okay, and then your 5 will be extremely downhill, very fast putt. Okay, so try and give your putts a ratio for now. See if that helps your touch. Okay, if it doesn't, then obviously you're going to work on the touch as a separate thing. Okay, so that's our things to work on. Don't worry too much about the chipping for now. Okay, we can sort that out. Okay, you just work on the height control and the loading and releasing and the new setup with the shorter clubs.